Welcome, guys, to the July 14th State of the Gym Address. This week's birthdays are today. Laura Campana has a birthday today on Sunday, and tomorrow Tracy Carson has a birthday on Monday. Make sure you get a chance to wish them a happy birthday. Something I wanted to mention to everybody is that I've heard a lot of buzz in the gym lately about individuals that are thinking or contemplating about building their own home gym. So Matt Clark 2.0 sent me this picture today of his new home gym, and maybe you can check it out and maybe it will inspire you to build your own home gym. Cool. Thanks for sharing that with us, Matt. And like I said, guys, if you've been thinking about it, I think it's an awesome idea to surround yourselves with exercise equipment everywhere you go. So if you're thinking about it, that would be a great idea, and maybe that'll inspire you to do so for yourself. Guys, this week, my main focus for the State of the Gym Address is I want to talk to you about a new strength protocol we're going to be doing this week. And I want you to understand the logistics of how to load the bar properly. We're going to be switching to some chains. You might have noticed that underneath the stairs, we've had a whole bunch of chains show up. And I'm going to show you right now how I want you to use those chains in the workout this week. The chains will be subjective to the instructor. The coach will tell you if you are going to use chains or whether you're not going to use chains in your workout. But first of all, what you have to know is whenever you use the chains, you'll be loading the bar to either 50, 55, or 60% of your 1 rep max of either a back squat, deadlift, or shoulder press for this week is what will happen. And then you will be adding on 25% in chains of your 1 rep max deadlift to that 50%, 55, or 60% load. So this week focus will be 50%. Now, when you do the chains, this is what I want you to pay attention to. We'll have some chains located over on the wall, and when you grab your chains, if you notice, the chain will be long. There will be a loop on one end with a spring carabiner. Please do not undo this spring carabiner. I think it's imperative to make sure that we don't have too much transition time in the classes. Leave this spring carabiner on. And what I'll do is, I'm just simply going to hang the loop over the collar of the bar. So there's one lead chain. There's the other lead chain. Now, the weightlifting chains, they weigh 20 pounds each. If you can't come up with the exact denomination, don't flip out because you can't come up with the exact 20% or 25% denomination in chains. So for example, if we're telling you to use 50% plus 25% in chains and you can only come up with 20% in chains, obviously put 55% on the bar and then 20% in chains if you can't get precise. The chains weigh 20 pounds. Now check this out. On the lead chain, there is a large spring carabiner that will always stay on the lead chain. You're going to hook in midway on the weightlifting chain, and then you will hook this. So if I'm going, I got to be strategic about where I'm going to place the chain at. If I'm going to do shoulder press, I would place the chain completely on the ground. Just like so on that side.
It's right behind you.
Oh, there it is. So my goal here with the shoulder press is going to be to keep speed through the middle. I'm going to have the chain completely on the ground, so as I drive up, then the chain will leave the ground. It's set too low if the chain stays on the ground when I press, obviously. Now, if I was going to do back squat, then I've got to think that right here is where the chain has to be off of the ground. So then I would load the chain accordingly. So now the chain is off the ground. And now, when I step in for my back squat, the chain will be off the ground and it'll lower to the ground as I descend. For the deadlift, it'll look a little different. For the deadlift, all we've got to do is just simply drape the chain over the bar. And then we're going to execute our deadlift so the weight will get heavier as we lift the bar off the ground. Now, the goal of this is I want you to lift heavy weight just like you've always lifted heavy weight, but I want you to have a cognitive mind about thinking about keeping speed through the middle. Keep speed through the middle. So I don't want you doing a shoulder press like, and then when you get right almost to the top, you just kind of barely lock it out. Or if you're coming through on that back squat, and as you're seeing, you just stand up barely. I want you to keep speed through the middle of that back squat. Keep speed as you're getting to the top of that shoulder press. Keep speed as you're finishing this deadlift. No slow finishes. That is the goal, because as we add the weight, I want you to be able to keep your speed. It's a little bit of a speed training, dynamic strength training we stole from Louis Simmons. Guys, that is the State of the Gym address. Remember that your coach will let you know if you will or will not be participating with the chains and what your substitute will be for it. Thanks a ton, guys.